Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Zube here, and my desk is a mess. I'm getting ready to go to Minnesota tomorrow. I figured I would do a new moon in Leo reading. Let's see what we've got. Although all of my readings are timeless, if you are interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. This is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. If it does, take what feels appropriate and leave the rest. Don't force it to fit you. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I have other random readings. I don't like where the camera is. That's a little better. All right. Things are intense. Intense. I was driving and this felt noteworthy. So I was driving behind somebody who was going rather slow and I wanted to go a little faster, I'll be honest. So I might have been a little close to the person in front of me. But then behind me, somebody else really wanted to go fast. And so they were like riding my butt. And I'm like, yo, I can only go as fast as the person in front of me is going. So I'm sitting there in the middle, stressed out because this one's pushing, that one's not going fast enough. And all of a sudden, I mean, I'm up in Colorado. I'm driving through the mountains. It's freaking beautiful out. And I was like, what does it matter? I'm like driving to Target. Who the fuck cares how quickly I get there? And that guy can ride my butt as much as he wants to. I can't go any further than I'm at. And for some reason, that feels really appropriate for the energy at the moment. We might be held up in some areas, pushed in others. And as a whole, it's almost like we're being squeezed. And instead of like being stressed out about that, we maybe look around because I mean, when I took a pause to look around, you know, I was driving right by the reservoir and it was gorgeous out and I didn't care who was where, as long as I didn't crash into them. So I'm going to do a Celtic cross. We have the 7 of Pentacles. That signifies us. So we are frustrated. We've invested. You know, I've invested all this time, energy, money, whatever, and all I can pull out is this 1 pentacle. So it's like a should I stay or should I go kind of card. So maybe we've been working on something and wishing we were further along than we are. It's pentacles, so this could have to do with a relationship, a job, a project, you know, family relationship, our finances, like a literal investment. The card that's crossing us is wanting to move on to the next thing. It's actually pretty literally the 10 of Wands is packing up and moving forward. So this is the crossing card. What is kind of, you know, either getting in the way of this card here. So it's almost like we want to rush to the end. We want to rush to the end. We want to go from 7 to 10, but we got 8 and 9 to go through. You know, there are some things that we've got to wait to pop up. Don't rush it. All right. What's the subconscious? Queen of Cups. We're in our feels. The Queen of Cups, she is emotional. We could be kind of like unconsciously or subconsciously being driven emotionally. Like I'm getting like, but I want, you know, this, like, You know, on the higher expression, the Queen of Cups is mystical and psychic, you know, very compassionate, unconditionally loving. On the lower aspect, she can be needy, like overbearing with emotion. So this could be the flip of either way, but really check in with your belly, like how you're feeling on an emotional level. Are you being driven by your emotions, or are you trusting like your intuition? What are you receiving psychic messages and heeding them, you know, or are you giving into like cravings almost, is what I want to say. In the recent past, Queen of Swords. That's kind of interesting. So, you know, the Queen of Cups, that's emotions. Cups are water. The swords are air. That's our mentality. Maybe we made a decision. Maybe we cut some things out that don't serve us. Maybe we're very logical and practical. The Queen of Swords is, you know, she's a thinker. She's rather quiet. She listens, she observes, but she's very rational. So maybe we made a rational decision in our past, but here we're being driven by our emotions, and there's frustration, and we might just want to like pack on and move forward. This is like a I want to give up kind of energy, but it's not time to give up. We've got something to finish. What are we reaching toward? All right, so we got 3 cards. That's kind of a lot, but I'm going to keep them. So we got the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is, we know there's conflict. Swords, again, that's mentality, that's our mind. We might have mental turmoil going on, like inner conflict. It's also a card, he's sort of looking back over his shoulder. Are we having past regrets? Are we wanting to go back and make amends? Are we wanting to try to fix a situation, or is it time to simply move forward? The 3 of Pentacles, we connecting with other people in a way that we create something. The 3 of Pentacles is a card of co-creation. So we want to work on building something. This is what we know, but maybe there's some stuff that we've left in the past that we're still looking back and reflecting on. And the 3 of Cups is emotional, like making emotional connections. So we have 2 3s here, and the 3s are always co-creating. So on an emotional and a physical level, we are co-creating. We want to make something happen. That Cups feels good. Pentacles, you know, works in the earth realm. But we've got this, and it came out behind everything else. We've still got this like mental conflict about the past. Maybe we had some hangups or whatever. So what is in the near future? The Hermit. The Hermit is intense self-reflection, looking into what makes us tick, looking into our motivations, being investigative, spending some time alone, like that. Maybe we're making a lot of connections right now. Things are moving really quickly. Moving into the future, solitude is going to be very important. Doesn't mean that we have to be completely alone, but it's a card of looking within, really studying ourselves, a little self-reflection. What's coloring our perception right now? The world. The world. That's funny in a number of different ways. Oops, she's naked. Let's do that. So the world is spiritual leveling up. Maybe we've got big lessons, like big things that are kind of evolving. Maybe our perception is colored by the world basically, and like what is going on in the world. Maybe we're getting drawn into the bigger picture. Maybe we're frustrated and we feel like, God, I've been in this all forever. It feels like, and that's because it's a big cycle. The world card is things wrapping up, but it's the conclusion of a much larger soul journey. So it's like we have the 10 of Wands. We're like, okay, I'm done with like this little project in my life, this little piece of my life. But Spirit's like, no, actually, this is like a really big thing in your life that you might not even realize until you're on the other side of it, that you're wrapping up at the moment. So that's it. And it might feel big, like it might feel very frustrating. You might not even feel like you've gotten anything done, but when you're on the other side of it, it's almost like, wow, that actually encompassed a lot more than I even realized it did. What's everybody else doing out there? What's in the environment? Page of Swords. Two cards. We got the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is like being chatty, lots of communicating, lots of messages. It's a child energy. Swords are air. That's communication, our mind. Page of Swords is also gossip, pettiness, just kind of like chattering, but just for the sake of it. So there could be that going on. And then there's also the Hanged Man. So this is regarding the people that are in the world and in our environment and around. So we got the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is, fuck, how'd I get upside down? I think a lot of people are out there wondering how the fuck they got upside down. And once we surrender to the fact that, okay, well, here I am upside down, it's a card of enlightenment. It's funny too, because there are two cards to me that are cards of enlightenment or real inner spiritual growth. And those are the Hermit and the Hanged Man. So with this being in the environment, I think there are two things going on. There might be people who are like just chat, talk, gossip, nosiness. The Page of Pentacles can be nosy, gossipy. So people are either talking shit about other people or they're in their own shit going like, how'd I get upside down in this shit? So I think that's kind of funny that we got two of them and you have a choice. Who are you going to be in that equation? Hopes and fears. Justice. Okay. So we've got two. Again, we are hoping for justice. This can be karmic justice, for things to go back into balance, things to be corrected. Am I going to get rewarded for all of my effort? Maybe there are a lot of things that you've been working on and you're wondering, did I do all that for nothing? And whatever we're hopeful of, we're also afraid of, because if there is justice, like, we're not perfect people. So what does justice really look like? Like, have we been in our integrity in every which way? The Seven of Wands came out with that one also. And the Seven of Wands is standing up for yourself. So it's like, he's not attacking anyone, but he's definitely holding a very clear boundary. So with this being in the hopes and fears, it's like, just keep things at bay, stay out of the fray. Don't get into pettiness, gossip, comparison, judgment. With the Justice card coming out and, in the hopes and fears, we might find ourselves being overly critical of other people because it's really in our shadow. We're worried about our own justice. And also the three, I'm looking at these two. Threes are co-creating, but they can be third-party interference as well. I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to co-create, right, productively for the highest good of all, or to get caught up in this like fervor of being critical of other people, of getting into gossip, of getting into arguments, and almost creating more conflict for ourselves moving forward. All right, what is the outcome? And with getting the Hermit and the Hanged Man, I think it's very important for us to step by step, periodically, periodically take a step back and gauge our own behavior, you know, make sure that we're checking ourselves. Am I being in my integrity? You know, and what have I done to get myself in this position, like taking radical responsibility. And with the Hermit card, like, we want to inspire ourselves. We want to stay inspired, not jealous or envious or comparing ourselves to other people. And that, I feel like that's kind of where we are. We're at this place where each step that we take is a step in the direction of one or the other. And you can always course correct, you know, if you get really petty and gossipy, you're fucking human. Everybody's human. After I read the 4 agreements, I remember being like, oh, I'm going to make a rule that I just never gossip. And I'm like, that should be easy, because I really didn't consider myself a gossiper. And when I made that rule, I was like, holy crap, I can't believe how much I gossiped without really considering it gossip. Like, it was just talking about what's going on with other people, and not necessarily in a mean and nasty way, but it was in a fucking nosy way that I had like no business being involved in, you know. The final outcome card is the Fool, which is amazing, because the Fool is the beginning of a journey. It's having faith, trusting the universe. He only packed a small bag. The dog represents your spirit guides, your higher self. And with the lens that we're looking through being the world, we're wrapping up a larger part of a journey. The Fool card being in the outcome is like, that's because it's going to come time to take a leap of faith. But imagine that this Fool had to travel through a jungle to get to like this cliff that he's going to jump off of. And then probably when we get to the cliff that we have to jump off of, we're going to piss and moan about that, because it's scary. We're alive and it's scary. Get over it. Have faith, you know, have faith. But right now it's important to stay in it, but to stay out of the pettiness, out of the gossip. Don't get caught up in that. There could be third-party interference. Hold clear boundaries. No need to attack anyone, you know, with this card. Balance is being restored. Take radical responsibility for your part that you've played in any of the situations that you find yourself in. Do not play the blame game, or, you know, well, they have this and I don't, and all of that, the comparison game. It's like we are learning to be a self-contained unit, filling up with our direct connection to the divine, not taking energy from other people. And we're doing that among people, you know. So I mean, with the Hermit card, I'm not getting that we're moving into the future, and really, unless you are, you'll know if that feels right for you. But it doesn't feel like we're isolating. But I think that time alone is going to become extremely important, because things are going to be or are already very busy. Anyway, that is what I've got for you. I am going to be gone for the next 5 days. I would like to try to put up another video. Not sure if I'll be able to, but I will be back from my husband's 40th high school reunion. I'm having my 30th. He likes to say we're getting old. I'm like, well, I'm not as old as you. But anyway, next week, if you don't see anything from me in the meantime, have a great day on Earth, and thank you for stopping by. Peace. Namaste. Meow.